Hey, Brandon here. Welcome to the channel and thanks for tuning in. Got another 2025 rookie profile show for you. Yeah, that's what we do on this channel, man. We are always in the early looking at future draft classes. Have a ton of shows like this on the channel, so check them out if you're interested in what the 2025 draft class is going to look like. You're going to be interested in this show. I got a great sleeper for you for the 2025 draft class. All right. Jaydon Blue, running back for the Texas Longhorns. He is going to get the rock this year a lot, and he is not being very much spoken about at all in the NFL draft community. If you don't watch Texas football or listen to the news, there's been some injuries in that backfield. CJ Baxter, one of the most up-and-coming explosive running backs in college football, tore his knee, and the backup also tore his Achilles in practice the last couple of weeks. So Jaydon Blue, a true junior, is going to get the rock, all right? So you play Devy, you play Dynasty, and you're looking for a YouTube channel out there that's going to give you an early look at future draft classes, hit that subscribe button. All right, let's get to the details of the show. He is a sleeper for me. I think nobody's really talking about him for the 2025 NFL draft, and I can see why, because it's a deep running back class this year, but I'm going to call it out that he is going to be a sleeper in the draft next year. So let's go through some details. First off, he's 6 foot 200 pounds. He's almost the same size as Jonathan Brooks. Now, if you guys remember, this time last year, nobody really knew Jonathan Brooks, right? Ended up being the RB1 of the class for many, going to the Carolina Panthers, going to get an opportunity. Jaydon Blue has an opportunity, not maybe to be the RB1 of the 2025 draft class, but I think he's got the possibility of being one of the top 6 or 7 running backs. And like I said, not many guys are talking to him or talking about him. 6 foot 200 pounds. He's going into his true junior year. On the card, you're going to see his production. Of course, as a freshman, he didn't do much. Bijan Robinson was there, Roschon Johnson, right? Jonathan Brooks, right? So this guy has had to patiently wait his turn. But last year, he got the rock a little bit. 46 attempts, 306 yards, 6.7 average, 2 touchdowns, yards after contact, 2.8. Like to see that get over the 3 mark this year. But I really like his receiving profile, all right? And I think that's going to be the feather in his cap that's really going to elevate his NFL draft stock next year, all right? So as we do before I record these films, I am big into watching all 22 films. So my podcast co-host and I, Jason DiRienzo, we had created a 2-game breakdown of every play of Jaydon Blue, his Oklahoma State game and his Washington game, all right, from the 2023 season. So we broke it down, and if you want access to that, hit me up via the email. This is part of my dashboard subscription where I have a database of over 600 players, all ranked by class. I've got the 2025 draft class ranked, 2026, and we're even profiling 2027 players, incoming freshmen. That's pretty exciting as well. A lot of those videos you can find on this channel as well. All right. So what do I see when I see Jaydon Blue? What makes me excited about Jaydon Blue? All right. Well, first and foremost, on the screen, you're going to see kind of a breakdown of my scouting report. And then we're going to do some tape grades. First and foremost, I'm all about footwork when it comes to running backs. I like guys that have quick feet. I think he is a fluid. He's got fluid feet, and he has got the ability to adjust and reaccelerate. And it's one of the traits that I really like when I watch running backs. You got to be able to create space. Running backs have to be able to create on their own when they have the opportunity. And I really feel like Jaydon Blue has some nice footwork. He's got some good lateral movement skills, very fluid. Kind of reminds me of Jonathan Brooks in the way he moves, all right? Acceleration and speed, I think, is another thing that stands out. I think he's got the ability to burst through the line of scrimmage. I like his ability in the second level. We're going to talk about his receiving profile here in a minute, and there were some plays on those 2 films that Jason and I did that we watched and broke down that he is a vertical threat in the passing game and had some ability. And in those 2 vertical passing attempts that we saw, he was really creating space down the field. So I think he's got some acceleration. I think he's got some really decent above average long speed. Yards after contact, I like the way he plays physical. I'm very much into physicality when it comes to running backs. Lowers his pads really well. Guys have bounced off him a little bit in the games that we watched, so that's good. You got to have good contact balance. He's got a good, strong lower half. I believe he's put on some weight as well in the off season, which will only do him good. Get a little bit bigger than 200 pounds. But his receiving profile is, I think, what really, really is something that is going to be really NFL scouts are really going to like. Now, he was 7 for 7 with 7 receptions last year for 52 yards, okay? And on those films, again, if you were to reach out and provide access to those films, you'll see that this guy made adjustments to catch the ball, like how after he caught the ball, He would turn up field. He's an explosive player, and he's really relatively unknown right now, right? Texas running backs have been going to the NFL. They've been hitting our dynasty rosters. And I think Jaydon Blue has the ability, like I said, to possibly be the next Texas running back that we get excited about after the draft next year for our rookie drafts. And he's relatively unknown, all right? Some of the things about his profile that he needs to work on, first and foremost, this guy is very inexperienced. He missed his senior year in high school. You can see here on the screen, guys, if you're looking at it, in 2022, he only had 15, attempts, 15 snaps and 15 attempts and 46 attempts. So he's inexperienced, and his vision showed some really good vision at times, but then there were some inconsistencies as well. And that is to be understood with the fact that he hasn't had the reps, right? He hasn't had the ability to, consistently get on the field and work on those skills, right? Well, this is the year he is going to to get the ability, rather, to really work on those skill sets. And I'm expecting him to have a fantastic season at Texas, and I'm really excited about his profile. Okay, as part of these shows, we love to do tape grades. These are the 5 traits that I kind of look for as my process. The tape grades here, vision and patience, I gave him a 4. Even though I mentioned that is inconsistent, I saw a lot of good things on film. Okay, I saw him take the right gaps. You saw him find cutback lanes. The way he navigates, he's patient, okay, at the line of scrimmage. So he follows his blockers when he's supposed to. And then when things maybe don't work out, he's got the ability to navigate and redirect and kind of navigate his way through the line of scrimmage, where I felt that he made good decisions at the line of scrimmage. So I gave him a 4 rating for that. His footwork and short area quickness, I also gave him a 4. I think he's got some shifty feet. There were 3 or 4 plays on those films that we broke down that you could see him, he made the dead leg cut. And I like his footwork, especially in the second level when he's got some speed and momentum. A lot of times running backs lose the ability to, use their feet and redirect and make guys miss when they have more acceleration or they're in stride. And this guy is a defensive manipulator. You could see in the second level several plays where he was coming one-on-one with a DB, and he shook them out of their boots and got more yardage. So you love to see that. Good footwork at the line of scrimmage, but also when they are running down the field as well, to be able to not lose momentum, not de-accelerate when they want to shift their angles. All right, acceleration and speed. Saw plenty of good acceleration at the line of scrimmage through the second level. And again, 2 vertical plays and passes that he had created space against DBs, maybe not the best DBs on the team, but he was lined up out on the boundary on 2 of these plays and was used as a wide receiver, which was really not something I see a lot when I watch and scout running backs, okay? So I gave him a 4. I think he's got some good acceleration, and I think he's got some good speed. He showed flashes of really with some good speed in those plays that we watched. Okay, strength and contact balance, I also gave him a 4. I love the way he approaches contact. I am big when it comes to physicality and running backs and wide receivers when I do my scouting. I love running backs. You can tell when a running back either wants to lay the pads down and initiate contact, or the running backs that always try and protect themselves at contact. So this guy puts his pads down, fights for every yard. His contact balance I thought was pretty good. Guys weren't bouncing off his lower half, but at the same time, he was not going down at first contact, where you see a lot of runners in college football. When they get hit, they kind of immediately go down. They don't have that ability to shed contact. I thought he did a pretty good job. And the last tape grade I want to talk about is his receiving profile. I gave him a 5. I'm really excited about his receiving profile. I think he's got the ability to be a offensive weapon for a team out of the backfield on these plays, on these 2 games that we broke down. We already mentioned the boundary plays, but he came out of the backfield on swing passes and just being available for his quarterback, and made some great adjustments to the ball and looks really, really natural catching the ball. So I'm excited about that profile. And as us in Dynasty, right, we all should be excited about that as well, because we want those PPR points in Dynasty. All right. So overall, man, I'm pretty happy about what I saw on the field for a player who's inexperienced, but he showed flashes when given the opportunity. And like I said, this guy is going to get the rock this year. He's going to be a true junior. Now, he may not declare. Let's talk about his draft capital real quick. He may not declare for the NFL draft next year, but if he has a really good year and can stay healthy all year, there's a chance he declares, all right? It'll depend, right? I mean, he might go back if he doesn't get the draft capital grade that he's hoping for, but what a great opportunity. Right now, given the skill set that I see him on the field, assuming he gets like maybe 1,200 yards, 6 or 7 touchdowns throughout the year for Texas, I gave him around 3 to 4 grade right now of potentially getting drafted next year in the 2025 draft, all right? You can see on the screen the image here. It's from mockdraftdatabase.com. He is got a number of 155, which kind of equates to around 4 and 5 round grade. But, you know, he's a relatively unknown player right now. There's no NFL draft buzz on this guy at all. But I am here to put him on the map for you guys. I think he's going to be a sleeper heading into the 2025 draft. All right. My player comp for him is Tony Pollard. I like the fluidity that I see when I watch Tony Pollard, and I kind of just saw a very similar size and frame of a player, and I could see him possibly taking a path similar to Tony Pollard as well. Not going to be an RB1, I don't think, unless he just has a phenomenal year, and possibly, but it's a little aggressive to think that he's going to be a starting running back on an NFL roster next year. So, but Tony Pollard is my comp. Buy, sell, and hold. It was interesting because on the podcast with Jason, when we were talking about whether he's a buy or sell, I could kind of go both ways, right? He's a buy if you believe in the talent because he's a little undervalued right now, but with the injuries, he's going to be expensive to buy. If you have him on your roster and you don't believe in his skill set, and now he's the RB1 for Texas, you might consider selling. So it's kind of a buy sell. Depends on where you are, I guess, in the process. After watching his film, I have him kind of as a buy right now. I'm not going to overpay for the guy, but if there's maybe a guy that owns Blue that doesn't really believe he's going to really be anything, you might be able to get him at a fair price. But nonetheless, there's the show, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to just put Jaydon Blue on the map. I think he is an undervalued commodity going into the draft class. So again, thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button. Please help me grow the channel. I'm going to be doing shows like this throughout the year. College football starts in about 2 weeks. I'm going to be doing film cut-ups on this channel. I'm going to be doing 2025 rookie profiles. Go search this channel right now. You're going to see I've already done probably 15 2025 rookie profile shows on this channel, helping you get ready for your 2025 rookie draft if you play Dynasty and Devy, C2C Devy, any kind of fantasy format, fantasy football format rather. We got something on this channel for you. Thanks for watching.